determines a lot of their subsequent attitudes. In this earlier period, I mean, I think it's actually worth saying that the key problem is Redmond is actually willing to accept in principle the idea that counties that have non-nationalist majorities have a right to stay out from the operation of a Dublin Parliament. The problem with that is that there are actually only 4 counties which clearly are in that state. And there's a real, this is what makes it so difficult. I mean, one of the difficulties of the way that I talked about the issue, I think it is worth making the point about the principle of consent. But of course, that doesn't solve every issue about territory, the size, compromises, the fact that in any conceivable circumstances there are going to be a large number of people finding themselves in a political setup they don't want to be in. So once you have enunciated the principle of consent, you're only, at best, only part of the way towards the solution of the problem. But the difficulty for Churchill, as somebody who did, I think, quite clearly always believe in something that we today would call the principle of consent with respect to the Unionist community, is that the great deal of difficulty had in actually clarifying from the Unionist leadership where did they draw the line. Were they serious? Were they actually trying to use the Northern issue as an issue to prevent home rule for the whole island? How serious was that? Was it 6 counties? Was it 4? Was there any give in terms of certain nationalist areas of Fermanagh, Tyrone, etc., etc.? And those are very, very important questions. I'm very glad that you've raised this issue because I don't want to give the impression by saying, well, of course, it's very simple. All we have to do when we look at this period is decide where we stand on the principle of consent. Once you've done that, you've only begun to actually deal with the complexity of it. And indeed, that's exactly the way both Winston Churchill and Lord George saw it. One final point about Lord George is that it is a tribute to Moneypenny. People actually don't talk very much, as far as I can see, in 1912 about a conflict in terms of 2 Irish nations. Lloyd George, in the discussions of 1919, 2021, always talks about 2 Irish nations. He quite explicitly adopts the terms of this book.